Happy Halloween, and welcome to episode 2 of King Paramecium's Halloween Hangover vlog series. Yes, I've decided to change the title of this series from Halloween 2017 to Halloween Hangover 2017 because I feel it better suggests the spirit of what I'm trying to do. And that's enjoy and discuss and reminisce about all things Halloween, horror, autumn, what have you, well into November while other people are already starting to celebrate Christmas. Those of us that still cherish Halloween definitely are going to want a chaser, and hopefully you'll get some hair of the dog in with me. Today I'm going to be discussing in a laid-back manner Halloween traditions and rituals for those of us that no longer trick-or-treat. If you're like me and you celebrate Halloween with as much relish as you might Thanksgiving or Christmas, then you might have some little rituals and things you do to get yourself pumped up for the big night, whether you're planning to go to parties or whether you still have kids in your family to take trick-or-treating. There's always some you time the day of. While Halloween's always associated with the night, the day is still very special to me. As soon as you wake up, there's just something magical in the air when you look out the window. I've been enjoying some movies and games, and I'd like to share and maybe suggest some surefire things that'll get your whistle wet for Halloween. I don't need to discuss this much. I mean, this is a no-brainer for Halloween night. The first one, of course, is great. The atmosphere is great. The villain is not explained. He's still very mysterious, and anything the sequels have done to attempt to flesh him out or provide explanation or motive or cause for what he does really just stripped away what made the first one really great. Another Halloween Day favorite of mine is Return of the Living Dead. Now, Return of the Living Dead, a lot of people mistakenly believe as being connected to the original Romero movies, such as Night of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead, but that's very comedic, something very 80s about it. I definitely recommend this. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I still have this VHS tape that I got. I'm so glad that I kept this over the years. This moved with me 4 times, and I'm so glad I still have it. That cover art. This original film, again, has spawned countless sequels and remakes, but the atmosphere of this, that 70s look, that Technicolor, even though there's not a lot of gore in this film, the atmosphere and suspense is extraordinary. And that it takes place in broad daylight is something I really wish horror movies would do more often, because it really says something when you can create an unsettling and terrifying experience in broad daylight where 80%, maybe 89% of this movie take place. So that's something I highly recommend. Lastly, I'm extremely biased as a huge Chucky fan, but Chucky came back in 2013 in a big way with Curse of Chucky. Ever since 2005, it's been radio silence, but to the merit of the Child's Play series, all the countless sequels have all been done by the original creator. They've all been passion projects, where most horror icon sequels are studio cash-ins. These have all been passion projects. They've broken the mold, they've done comedy, they've done farcical movies. 2013's Curse of Chucky was a return to form. I hope it's 2013. Is it 24? That's 2013. Was a return to form, stripping away everything they added in the comedic sequels Bride and Seed of Chucky, respectively. This went back to one doll, one house, a very sort of gothic horror, almost Hitchcockian atmosphere. Don't let direct-to-video fool you, because direct-to-video has saved horror. If you've noticed, since the 2000s, all theatrically released horror movies all ride the wave of the trend that the studio will allow them to propagate. We went from the Japanese-American remakes, we went to found footage movies, to annual films, to possession films, and nothing that didn't follow that current trend would be released or backed or budgeted, what have you. So some of the best horror films that I've seen in the past 6 years have all been direct to video. That being said, this strips away a lot of the dark comedy and creates a truly atmospheric and beautiful, handsomely made horror film. This year, the follow-up to that, Cult of Chucky, was released. Now, this sort of reneged on the stark and dark and non-comedic atmosphere to bring back some of the gleeful irreverence of Bride and Seed of Chucky. And that did not hinder this in any way. This is a very surreal, still pretty and attractive looking, just really bizarre movie. And to say anything more than that would sort of spoil it. I believe both of these are on Netflix, so you owe it to yourself to check it out. If you've ever been a Chucky fan, or if you want to just have a little fun, I can't recommend either of these, especially as a double feature, considering one is a direct follow-up of the other. But you might be surprised. Excuse me. I got so excited talking about those new Chucky movies, I had to remove my jacket as my body temperature skyrocketed. I was trying to keep my movie list slim, but while I was hanging my jacket up, I found another DVD, and I can't recommend this one enough. House of the Devil is a 2009 Ty West film. This was another direct-to-video favorite. It might still be on Netflix. It's a very atmospheric and slow-burn horror film. It's good for when the night's progressed, you're back from your parties, you've taken the kids trick-or-treating, and you have a chance to turn the lights down, turn the volume up. Really just enjoy a very immersive experience. Like I said, it's a slow burn and it takes a long time to get started up, but everything is a visual treat. The old mansion is beautiful. It's about a college girl that goes to said old mansion on a babysitting job, only to find out there's no baby, but instead a horribly old and dangerously senile grandmother, which isn't even the core plot of the film. You just have to watch it for yourself. Now, movies are one thing, but games are another way that I enjoy to celebrate Halloween Day, and the Castlevania series, as time-honored as it is, remains to this day a surefire way to get me in that Halloween mood. In particular, I've been revisiting Castlevania Lament of Innocence for PS2. If you have PS4, you're able to download it as a PS2 classic for $7 or $8, but this was Castlevania's another attempt at their 3D games after the N64 ones, and it may still have its detractors, but I love this game. The music is beautiful, but once you sink back into it and just enjoy running through this huge, strange, and beautiful castle, the sights, the sounds, everything just really gets me pumped up. There's a lot of pipe organ music. I love that just classic old organ Dracula music. You can still find some of the older ones. If you don't want to download them on an emulator, the Wii U library still has a lot of the good NES and GBA ones. Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse I really enjoy playing on Halloween. Out of the 3 NES ones, it's still the one that I find the most appealing to just pick up and play. With movies and games out of the way, but never out of mind, moving on to some good snacks for Halloween Day. Popcorn. Who doesn't love popcorn? The Pop Secret Home Style is a very good variety. It has a good amount of butter and salt. This is a guilty pleasure from my teenage years. Pour over movie theater butter. The popcorn itself is alright, but that pouch of yellow oil that you pour over it after it's popped to simulate the greasy, lubed feeling of eating popcorn in the theaters is a great way to enjoy your favorite Halloween classics. And I really don't recommend eating it outside of Halloween, because really once a year is all you need of that pour over butter. Another guilty pleasure that I found from 2 years ago. I ate breakfast, by the way. I didn't just eat Cheetos and popcorn. I woke up and I had oatmeal, so this can be my lunch. Cheetos Bag of Bones. It's white cheddar, skeleton part Cheetos, and you can form your own little homunculus there. It's cute. This is a new Halloween favorite of mine, and strangely, I got the last bag the other night, so get on it if you haven't already. Another thing, you definitely want to depress that central nervous system before you subject yourself to all the kids and Halloween and stuff. So, a good Halloween cocktail involves a dash of whiskey, some ginger ale, and some honest to God apple cider. Now, apple juice just won't do. This is McCutcheon's since 1938 natural unfiltered apple cider. I love the unfiltered stuff. I know you might not be able to see, but there's some really good just sediment floating around in there. If it looks like backwash, it's definitely the apple cider you want. A dash of this on your cocktail or simply hot by itself are a great Halloween day treat. What else could Halloween... ground beef. Now, this is an awesome Halloween day treat. Just some... in any event, that's what I did to fritter away my afternoon and truly savor my Halloween day. I know there's a lot of you watching that still love Halloween, so please let me know in the comment section below. What are some rituals that you retain to this day? What are some ways you still celebrate Halloween? Most importantly, happy Halloween. And even if you don't have any rituals and traditions anymore, maybe it's time to make some new ones. Thanks for tuning in. Have an awesome Halloween.